We're talking about Rwanda. It's wash process, Rwamiko. This is our first year buying from this particular group, but we've been working with people involved in this group for years now, long-standing relationship, sourcing really high quality lots. So we're never disappointed with quality, and I think we found this coffee to be just even more exceptional than typical quality. And I know that, Charlie, you found some really unique flavor notes in it.
Yeah, let's talk about flavor.
Yeah.
I'm just smiling because I really like this coffee. This is a fully washed coffee, very straightforward, like low intervention style, as we would say at the Crown, meaning no fancy processing at all. The fermentation is really straightforward. The coffee is soaked afterwards. This is like a very straightforward central process coffee. It's from the Northern Province in Rwanda, which in my experience as a buyer typically has sort of like drier tasting coffees. Whereas this one is sort of like a totally superlative version of a fully washed Northern Province coffee, where it's got like really clean, brisk, sort of white tea-like aromatics. There's lots of like raw honey, sweet pea. Think of like the enzymatic flavors from the coffee wheel. Like a lot of that stuff is in there in a very positive way. So it's just very sort of like delicate. It tastes like a lot of different plants and flowers and things like that. And then beneath all of that is this very lush sort of raisiny note, which I really love. And it gives balance to all the other flavors. So you're drinking it and you're like, wow, it's really full and lush and kind of red tasting, but it's also got all of these sort of like brisk floral aspects to it as well. It's just really, really nice. It really caught me off guard, frankly, by how good it was.
I was getting some botanical quality to it as well. As, of course, floral, a lot of citrus, a lot of sweetness, but also tartness, a minerality to it as well, sort of like white wine. So it's really unique, I think, in terms of Rwanda. When I typically think of wash process as being maybe more kind of like plum fruit, whereas this is just really like bright and crisp and clean.
Yeah, and here we are in March. These coffees, by the way, were picked and processed probably, 10 months ago, 9 months ago or something like that. So this is, for any other origin, this would be considered quite late. But here the coffee is tasting extremely fresh. Like it has that sort of like activation on your palate where it's a little effervescent. It's really sort of like brisk and tingly and refreshing, the way that like a fresh Kenya would be or a fresh washed Ethiopia. Like it's got that in the cup. We really love it. And like Caitlin mentioned, the supply chain itself is a kind of a great story because Ikawa House, who is the exporter of this coffee and the people who basically scouted it out, was founded by two women who are longtime quality control experts within Rwanda. They were trained in the early 2000s to cup coffees, according to the SCA form, and have been really like strict, strong quality control and business people ever since. They've worked for a lot of the most famous specialty exporters in the country. They've helped Royal source other crown jewels in the past from other producer groups. And this year, having started their own actual export business, they themselves were curating coffees for us. So they found this coffee basically for the Crown.
Absolutely.
It's kind of a great story. So it's not a new supplier by any mean, even though the washing station is the first time we've ever carried it.
Enjoy it while it's available.
Before I drink it all.